I mean, the sound of these watches are just amazing.
Absolute pinnacle in fine watchmaking.
Praised for the last 20 years as the greatest living watchmaker.
Son talent et sa générosité qui marquent cet homme.
Philippe has allowed us to dream.
First time I heard of Philippe Dufour is when I met him. He was doing a lecture and my friends asked me to come to do some translation in case Philippe Dufour didn't speak any English. Philippe absolutely did not need my help. I was flabbergasted by the quality of the watches. We had never seen something like this. It was completely handmade. Every pinion, every wheel was somewhat shocking that at the end of the 20th century, somebody was still doing watches that way.
I personally was what we would call in German a Spätzünder, a late comer. The first time a Philippe Dufour watch was offered to me, I really didn't quite know how to estimate it, how to price it. I think we estimated it 25 to 35,000 francs. 10 years later, the very same Duality, fetching 950, give or take $1,000, quintupling its pre-sale low auction estimate.
Dufour, in the past 30 years, has made only 4 models. These models, that's nothing. Working at Philips, I get to see beautiful, rare, unique watches every day. Seeing these Dufours, it still gives me goosebumps having them in front of me. Nowhere else will somebody have these 4 watches together.
You have so little chance of seeing all those watches at the same time. And it's very interesting because they're very much a good way of historically understanding Dufour.
The Philippe Dufour Grande, Petite Sonnerie pocket watch, number 1, the only one made. Not that many people have seen this watch. You go on the internet, you don't have photos of it. No other collection has been so complete just because there's only one pocket watch.
First he made those pocket watches, and then he realized that in order to expand as a watchmaker, he had to put this on a wrist.
A wristwatch version of the Grande Petite Sonnerie pocket watch.
J'étais remarquablement surpris par lui parce que il s'attaquait à des tâches très difficiles.
So he had to miniaturize the movement. It had never been done before. It's mind-boggling when you look at the architecture of the movement. And we have the very first ever made in the history of watchmaking. This is a very, very big deal.
He realized that not all of his clients could afford such a big piece, so he created Duality.
The world's first wristwatch with a double balance system.
1999, I'm at a collector's dinner. The gentleman in front of me is wearing a small round watch with a classic dial, and he says it's a Dufour. And you're like, wow. I mean, if you're a watch lover, you can only have an enormous spike of adrenaline. And so can I see it? And I look at it and turn it around, and there my brain explodes. 2 balance wheels. The Legacy 2 owes everything to Philippe. And I remember thinking, one day I would love to create a movement with 2 balance wheels. Took me 14 years.
After he made a few of those, he realized that he had to touch a broader set of collectors, and he created Simplicity.
It's a 3-hand watch, I grant you that, but it's anything but simple. Turn the watch over, and this movement is to die for.
Bear in mind, it's all made by the same set of 2 hands. With the tools of his ancestors, with the know-how, the patience, the humbleness, the perfectionism of his ancestors in the 20th, respectively 21st century.
When you hold a Philippe Dufour in your hand, it's part of his life, it's a part of his soul, and he's put everything in it.
It's extraordinary to think this is the only complete collection of Dufour's oeuvre, with some of the best pieces that horology even has to offer.
It's mind-boggling, actually, that somebody might be able to get all 4 of these at the same time.
And I really hope and know that either all four or all four together will definitely go to a good home.